This is the training video of Tamaruk Walter, showing some healing patterns.
Good boy. Good boy.
This dog has had to have learned a lot of impulse control, which is just wanting and rewarding for calm behaviour. For him to be able to walk on a loose lead by your side took a lot of encouragement and rewards to get him to then wait for the food.
Let's go.
Also took a lot of impulse control, which just meant reducing the amount of stimulation.
Let's go.
You can see by the tail up that he's still happy and eager to learn, which makes it really easy to train.
Oh, you're so clever.
You can see how focused he is
So clever. So clever, Walter.
because we reward.
Good boy.
When we're starting training, we reward all the time, but then the more confident they get and the more obedient they become, the more they learn, we start to reduce the amount of rewards we get. It's called intermittent scheduling. So it's just random rewarding, so that way they're always going to want to do it to get a reward. Now these stays is one of a key thing in able to teaching him impulse control, and you start off from a small distance or no distance, but you work on time and then you start taking the distance further.
Boy. Free, let's go.
By doing this sort of training, like making him wait, impulse control, you can see how much of a calm dog he is.
So sit. Drop. Good boy. Stay. Good boy.
So as he's not as familiar with the drop stays, you could see there to start off with, we just did one without distance and then to distance. For things that they're learning that they don't yet know, we make the reward really big, and then the more they get used to it, the more they train it, the more we sort of reduce it. And so that way the next thing that we then want to teach them, we then make that reward higher and do the same thing. Or when something's really hard, as this drop position is a very submissive position for a dog, and he's on wet grass, and no one likes cold wet grass on their belly in the morning. It took a lot, so we used to do what we call jackpotting. So because it took us a while for us to be able to get him to do it, when he did do it, we made the reward huge and then we brought it down. So we're just taking off the lead now and doing an off lead stay. Oh, and he's gotten up. So whenever they get up, all we do is we just take them back to where they started and do it again. And if they get up again, what we then start to do is reduce the space we have. So if they start getting up and you've taken 4 steps away, maybe the next time we'll do 2 steps away and do a longer time. Stuff like this requires a lot of repetition, a lot of new places, new environments. But of course you don't want to start off with being off lead. You can get long leads to practice it on. But you can see that this is a fully enclosed yard, so it's happy for us to be able to go off lead. The next thing that we'll go over is the being sent to on your mat, which is another fantastic thing for impulse control. When they know on your mat and you're at home and you've got guests over and the dog's getting really overstimulated, you can just send them to on their mat, and then they know by the training that that is their quiet place
Good boy.
and to relax.
Good boy. Let's go. On your mat.
We don't reward until they're either in a sit or a down position on the mat,
On your mat.
because we want them to know that by relaxing on their mat, that that's their comfort place, and that's where they are to go to settle, and they don't settle when they're standing up.
Drop. Good boy. It's because it's wet. Drop. Walter.
Oh.
Drop. Drop. Stay.
So there's an example of doing time before distance.
Sit. Sit. Walter. Up.
Mm.
Sit. And stand.
This is now what we call inappropriate handling,
Good.
which just gets them thinking that all these sort of things are good things by rewarding it. So if you ever take them, or if you have children, and they come up and they tug on the tail or the ears, or they grab under their belly or something, the dog then knows by its training that that's a good thing, not something to fear. Also, for the stand position and inappropriate handling,
Stay.
makes one a vet and a groomer's job more at ease, but it also makes the dog less distressed when having to stand for a groomer or the vet or whichever.
On your mat. Good boy. On your mat.
So you can see that we don't reward until it's either in a sit or a drop position. And then whenever we finish a training session, we always make sure we say free, and we give them big pats, just to let them know that the session's over.